Hello, I'm Liz Duplessis, the Instructional Designer in Distance Education at SRJC. In this video, faculty member Dr. George Sellu shares rubrics he uses at SRJC, and I'll show you how to create your own rubrics in Canvas and use them for scoring student work in Speedgrader. Let's get started. Meet Dr. Sellu, who joined the SRJC Agriculture and Natural Resources faculty in fall 2013. You can read more about him at stories.santarosa.edu. Dr. Sellu adapted these rubrics, which were provided by the Academy of Information Technology and Engineering as a Word document, for his agricultural marketing class to communicate performance expectations to students, as a set of criteria for grading student work, and to improve his teaching methods. He gives students this rubric a month in advance of final student presentations so they have plenty of time to discuss the criteria.
I want to make sure that we're very clear on what I expect of them. And so I talk about, and they have this ahead of time. So I'll post this 4 weeks before the final presentation. So they have access to it and they can ask questions about it. What is confusing? What do I mean by confident, appropriately dressed? What do I mean by that?
When crafting a rubric, he starts by writing objectives that align with the course student learning outcomes, or SLOs, listed in the course outline of record, and uses the rubric to guide and support students in achieving SLOs by the end of the course.
And I look at SLOs more as a tool to enhance my instruction. And so I don't look at it as something that has to do with compliance, but something that actually helps me inform where my students are for different competencies, and then it helps me actually kind of gauge what I need to do to actually support all students.
The rubric provides Dr. Sellu a way to gauge student levels of mastery for each performance objective. He uses the mastery levels not only for scoring, but also to identify problem areas and improve his teaching methods.
Based on the rubric, most of them scored really high, 8, 6, 7, and so forth in most of the categories. But for the future sales area right here, they were really struggling. Most of them were scoring, the top students were scoring 4 or lower. So I realized, what can I do differently? So I used the assessment for the learning outcomes for this course then to plan my class for the subsequent semester.
Dr. Sellu says that when students look at a scored rubric, they more easily understand what they need to do to improve if enough detail is provided for each criterion. He recounts a conversation with a student.
So it looks like you were expecting 3 promotional methods. So maybe I only got 2 in there, right? And so they have a sense because it gives them enough feedback. So then the conversation is a lot easier with the student to understand.
Once Dr. Sellu refines the content of these rubrics, he plans to input them into the Canvas rubric tool for scoring and Speedgrader. He thinks it's all worth the effort.
It takes a lot of time up front to build it, but you have less students coming back and complaining because they have it in front of them.
Thanks for joining us, Dr. Sellu. Now I'll show you how to create your own rubrics in Canvas and use them for scoring student work in Speedgrader. I'll use Dr. Sellu's rubric for the written marketing plan assignment as an example. I'll also show you another rubric style in Canvas that takes less time to set up and allows you to leave Freeform Comments as you grade. To create a new rubric, you can start in the Outcomes area. In Course Navigation, click the Outcomes link. I won't cover all of the Outcomes tool in this video, but you can learn more about it in the Canvas guides. To get to Rubrics, click the Menu button and then click the Manage Rubrics link, where you can find all of the rubrics for your course. Click the Add Rubric button to create a new one from scratch. In the Title field, create a title for the rubric so that you can easily identify it later when you want to associate it with an assignment, graded discussion, or quiz. Let's go ahead and click Create Rubric to save it, and click the pencil icon to continue editing it. To create more criteria, click the Plus Criterion link. Add a short description for each criterion by hovering over the cell and clicking the pencil icon. To add a longer description, click the View Longer Description link. Enter a description. I'm copying and pasting from Dr. Sellu's Word document, and click the Update Description button. I'll show you later how students can view the longer descriptions. To create more levels, hover over a cell and click the double-ended arrow, or the plus, to create a new rating. It will show a whole number point value between the existing ratings. Ratings default to 5 points for full marks and 0 points for no marks, which you can edit using the text box, and all ratings will adjust to the new total. Points can be whole numbers or decimal numbers. You can also hover over each cell and click the pencil icon to change point values and edit descriptions for a specific rating. While you only see a small text box for descriptions, you can type or copy and paste large amounts of text. Click OK to save. Let's click Update Rubric to save what we've done. I'll go ahead and input Dr. Sellu's content so that you can see a complete rubric. Now that I have a complete rubric, I'll add it to an assignment in Canvas. Rubrics can also be added to graded discussions and quizzes. Click the name of the assignment, and instead of clicking Edit, scroll down and click the Add Rubric button. You can either create a rubric from scratch right here or find an existing rubric by clicking the Find a Rubric link. You can find rubrics that you created in the Outcomes area or in Other Assignments in any courses where you have the instructor role. In the first column, select a course or account. In the second column, locate and click the name of a rubric. You can view the criteria and points in each rubric. To select a rubric for the assignment, scroll to the bottom of the rubric and click the Use This Rubric button. Click Edit to see more options such as Use this rubric for assignment grading so that when you score the rubric, the total score will automatically appear in the Canvas gradebook. You must select this option before you begin grading assignments in Speedgrader, otherwise when you use the rubric to evaluate an assignment, you'll have to input total scores manually in Speedgrader. You can edit the descriptions and point values of the rubric if it has not been attached to more than one assignment. If you try to edit a rubric that has been used in more than one assignment, graded discussion, or quiz, Canvas generates a message that you can't edit this rubric. If you click OK, any changes you make creates a copy of the original rubric, and the edited version will automatically replace the previous rubric in this assignment. Edits will only apply to the new rubric. Click Update Rubric to save changes. If the assignment points don't match the rubric points, you will see a prompt to change the assignment points to match the rubric. In Student View, you can see how students will see your rubric below the assignment instructions. If a criterion includes a longer description with more details, students must click the View Longer Description link to view it. I'll go ahead and submit an example marketing plan in Student View so that you can see how to score it using the rubric. Now I'll leave Student View and open Speedgrader to score the assignment using the rubric. Use the student list to locate a student submission. Click the View Rubric button. To resize the rubric window, click and drag the sizing column horizontally. In the points column, you can enter a score for each criterion or click the rating that applies to the score. You can also add a comment for each rubric criterion by clicking the comment icon. The total points will show at the bottom of the rubric. Click the Save button. If you have set your rubric for grading, the rubric points will automatically populate the grade field. Otherwise, you can enter the total grade manually. Back in Student View for the course, the student sees a new grade is available. If an assignment has a rubric, the student will see a rubric button to click to view the rubric results. Instructor comments are displayed under the rubric criteria. Now let's leave Student View and look at another rubric option. When adding a rubric to an assignment, you can modify it to enable Freeform Comments instead of using a rating scale for each criterion. In Speedgrader, enter comments for the ratings. If you want to save the comment to use again for other students, select the Save This Comment for Reuse checkbox. In the points column, enter a score for each criterion and click the Save button. If you select your comment for reuse, in your next student assessment, the comment displays as an option in a Comments drop-down menu. For more information about rubrics in Canvas, search the Canvas guides for Outcomes and Rubrics. Thanks for watching!